In this game I just decided, okay, I'm gonna just have a little bit of fun. So now you're gonna see me advance, and I managed to spot around 5 enemy tanks over here. You just saw 4, but this is gonna be number 5, and I just basically go for it, and yeah, enemy tanks were trying to do the sensible thing and stay in a position where they could fire at our guys, especially just like my guys. And I saw that we didn't have any kind of lights in this game, so I decided to act as a light, and I only lost quarter of my HP, so I'd say that was a win. Hey guys, today I'm gonna bring you a game in the middle tires, or the low tires, how I would call them. But today is gonna be the day is gonna for a pretty special battle in the E25. Now this is an extremely sneaky little German tank destroyer that has been in the game for a long time. I haven't had the pleasure of playing with the tank when it was first introduced in the game, but I did buy it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years later. I think in 2016-17, and this was always a tank that was pretty special to my heart because this tank has the premium camo of tank destroyers that were prior to I don't know how many years ago, and that means that in this tank you're not going to get spotted unless the enemy tank does have a pretty decent crew. So the other special thing about the E25 is that it's one of the more lower placed or let's say lower placed tanks in the lower profile tanks. French, excuse my French. So this tank is one of the lowest profile tanks in the German tech tree, and it's extremely mobile. It has the power to weight ratio of enemy lights, and in this game I just decided, okay, I'm gonna just have a little bit of fun. So now you're gonna see me advance, and I managed to spot around 5 enemy tanks over here. You just saw 4, but this is gonna be number 5, and I just basically go for it, and yeah, enemy tanks were trying to do the sensible thing and stay in a position where they could fire at our guys, especially just like my guys. And I saw that we didn't have any kind of lights in this game, so I decided to act as a light, and I only lost quarter of my HP, so I'd say that was a win. I did manage to get enemy tanks pretty low on HP. I did spot them, and the enemy light actually got killed, and also the Semoven. So yeah, it was a pretty good first round, right? I just assessed the situation, I saw what the enemies were, I got a kill by ramming nonetheless, because this tank is also, despite its really low size, it's able to ramp it pretty effectively. It is aimed extremely fast, although I didn't have the time over there to properly aim, and if you can manage to tame the bloom of the tank, which is pretty big. Although the tank aims really fast, the bloom isn't the greatest, right? Managed to tame the bloom, and also think about the shell velocity, which isn't the greatest on the tank, then you're gonna hit a lot of targets. And surprisingly, this tank excels when it's in closer range, because it does have an insane rate of fire, right? Now I did miss the first shot, I fired in the earth, but it doesn't really matter, because you're reloading every 2.3 seconds in this tank, which is insane. So I'm at 2 kills, 1k damage, and now I'm trying to progress the game. The enemy TDs which were on this flank are not really doing too well right now. There's a T67 which sensibly has pulled back over here, and he did fire towards me, but this tank at tire 7, when it's top tire, actually has a little bit of armor, and with the changes lately, this tank does feel a little bit better. The enemy RT managed to yeah, to basically get the little enemy tank stunned, right? And he missed me. And although I did manage to lose a bit more of my HP, I did manage to hit him. And now I'm just using and abusing the tank mechanics against the poor little tier 5, right? So he can't really spot me from this kind of range. I do have a bush in front for the tree, right? And I'm just keeping him spotted at 300 meters. And I know that he's probably not too aware of the possibilities of the tank, and he's not aware of the fact that his lower plate is being spotted over here. And I'm just trying to pin him in place, right? I managed to pin him over here, and now I'm trying to figure out if I can spot him again. He's going in the front, 200 meters. He spotted me, but he's dead. Now there's a tier 7 light tank, which is pretty dangerous. This is the Frauscher A, but his gun isn't the best over here because he was downslope and he couldn't aim properly towards me. He did miss a few shots because he was doing micro corrections, which weren't really helping him. And yeah, I'm already at 5 kills in this little monster of a tank, and just trundling along. So as you see, this isn't necessarily the greatest game you're ever gonna see in the E25, so just be advised of that. But it's a game that I just had fun, and sometimes having fun in your tanks, in all your tanks, is everything that you need. And to top it all off, how much more fun can you have, except when you're firing towards a little scumbag? Yeah, that little piggy got absolutely destroyed over here, and I do have a feeling that his friend was pretty close to me. I fired once, I fired twice, and I finished him off. The FFFFFFF that got me in my VK, or sorry, in my Jagdpanzer, the tier 6 German TD. I can't remember the name of the tank. I'm that crap. So 7 kills in around 5-6 minute game, and yeah, tank is absolutely great. Can I get my Radley Walters? I get one shot, and unfortunately that's all she wrote. But this, as you just saw, this tank is just brilliant over here, because it does have the things that make a light, I'd say this is a light tank destroyer, right? Sometimes you have to make things up, like Wargaming says about the TDs, right? The versatile tank destroyer, the snipers and the heavy support tanks and all of that. This is my light tank destroyer tank, and this I'm gonna brand it, and I'm gonna make a patent of the name for the E25, right? So the E25, like you saw, it's a tank that is never gonna go away, and it's one of the more unique tank destroyers in the game, due to the fact that it's basically like a Matilda, a tier 4, just on steroids, and with a lot that exchanges armor for mobility, and it's bloody awesome at doing that. Now let's go to the final game stats, and then we'll wrap up the video. So this was good enough for an Ace Mastery Badge Ace Tanker with a Pascucci's Medal, Top Gun, Steel Wall, Patrol Duty, and a high caliber. I did a total of 3.5k damage with 665 blocked and 1.4k damage assisted. And this was good enough for almost 1600 base experience, and unfortunately the enemies just finished before this tank was able to. I fired 32 shots, out of which 25 with standard pen, because the standard pen I finished it, and then I fired another 7 with premium ammo, netting me a healthy profit of 80k, and a total, even with some battle payments or without the battle payments, of around 100k. So that was good, good little game. over here. As you see, I'm using a bounty rammer and a bounty ventilation with some standard coated optics. This means that the tank actually reloads in around 2.3 seconds, and it has a standard Tier 6 gun from the German mediums, but this is a Tier 7, and it can only see preferential matchmaking. So the E25. Now, what's the E25 like? Well, this tank does do 135 damage with 150 pen, which is pretty low for Tier 7, especially today. It has insanely good gun traverse speed, good gun depression, some decent gun traverse limits, instant aim time, excellent dispersion, not excellent, better than everything else. Average damage per minute, absolutely insane as well. The hit points is not great, but it's a TD, so what do you expect? Then you do have a weight and low limit of 27, which means that despite this tank's really low profile and it looks small, right? This tank can ram, and it can ram effectively, especially light especially enemy TDs, lights, and even some mediums. So if and RT, I'm not gonna talk about RT because it will absolutely destroy RT. Right? The tank does go to 65 kilometers per and it reverses for 20, which is good enough. The specific power to weight ratio is on par with most lights. And then you do have the view range, which is good enough with coated optics to actually to be able to spot by yourself and not use binos. And yeah, the camo, it's absolutely insanely good. So this is one of the original TDs, and it didn't get nerfed because it was a premium, and now you can get this tank to absolutely be invisible at distances extremely close to you. So yeah, the E25, it's still great. It's still a really sneaky little tank, and if you're top tier with this one, then you can bully everyone. If you're bottom tier today, this is gonna be hard because the low alpha damage combined with the fact that even the premium ammo doesn't really allow you to pen reliably tier 8s from the front will mean that you're gonna struggle. But if you're top tier, well, you'll constantly and a lot of times get top guns and the high calibers. It's simply that good, and it will absolutely I don't know, terrorize lower tires. That's what it's gonna do, especially Tier 6s and Tier 5s. It's just yeah, it's no fun for them. If you do have a fully camoed crew with brother in arms and a few other perks, then it should be fine and dandy. And yeah, on that bombshell, thanks a lot for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.